The following information is intended for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of A Rood Awakening International nor this broadcaster. Should you choose to implement this information, please do so only with the assistance of a licensed medical professional. Neither the presenter nor A Rood Awakening International nor this broadcaster assume any responsibility for any adverse effects or consequences that may result.
If I were to ask you to name your organs, you might start with your heart, your liver, your kidneys. But what about your skin? In fact, your skin is your largest organ of your entire body. And just like every other part of your body, every other organ, your skin is going to absorb nutrients and toxins. And that means whatever you put on your skin is just as important as what you put into your body. We're going to learn more about this today with esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski, who's about to give you a health awakening. Welcome to the Health Awakening. I'm your host, Scott Laird. Not many people think of their skin as an organ, and fewer still understand that whatever you put on your skin gets a free ride into your bloodstream. And that's why it's so important to know what's in the products you're putting on your skin. It's arguably just as important as choosing the right foods. Here to talk about skin and how we can keep it healthy from the inside out and the outside in is esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski. Kylee, welcome to the Health Awakening.
Thank you for having me.
Certainly, certainly. Pleasure. Now, what is the skin made up of? I mean, we talk about drinking alkaline water and eating alkaline foods and raw foods because it's all good for the body, but it's also good for the skin. But what is skin made up of? Is it different?
So yes, it is. I'll say no, it's not, and yes, it is.
Okay.
So skin is very fascinating. Like you said, it is an organ. It's the largest organ that we have, and it's always usually the last thing that we worry about. So at that point, you've got all these different layers of your epidermis, which is kind of your dead layer. You've got your dermis, which is your live layer, and underneath that is everything else that you're worried about internally. So your skin is comprised of about, if you take probably actually just 1 square inch of skin, you're going to have 600 sweat glands, you're going to have 90 oil glands, you're going to have over 19 million cells, and the weirdest part about the whole thing is you're going to have anywhere from about 25 to 500 million bacterial cells on top of your skin.
Wow.
So the difference between internal versus external is external, you actually have an acidic layer versus your alkaline inner. So your acidic layer is about a 5.5 pH, where internally you're going to be more alkaline. And what that does is that actually gives healthy bacteria that keeps your skin protecting everything internally.
Right, so the acid actually is kind of sticky. It holds on to the bacteria.
Yes, and it is supposed to be there. So when you see soaps and things like that, they're taking all that bacteria off, that's actually very bad for your skin.
So antibacterial wipes that you find at Walmart to put on the shopping cart.
Yes.
You should be not using that to wipe your hands.
Correct. Yeah, that's the main kind of concern that I see when I see everything out there.
Yeah, because there's good bacteria and bad bacteria.
Yes,
and the
absolutely.
type of bacteria we're talking about here is good, that will protect you.
Yes, just like flora in your gut, just like everything else. You want that on your skin, protecting your skin.
Okay, very interesting. So, and that's why when you can get alkaline water, quite often these machines will have 2 hoses. One will have the alkaline water, which is around 7 or 9 or even 11. And on the other side will be acidic. And I believe that they have what they call beauty water at 5.5 around there. And that's why, because it matches the...
Absolutely.
Okay.
So when you're taking a shower and you're using any type of bath soaps or washes, you're stripping your skin of all the essential nutrients and bacteria that's helping keep it healthy and safe and protecting it from anything that's supposed to be entering that skin. And so you're supposed to be replenishing that and keeping that at a healthy level.
Okay. Now we talked in the intro here about keeping the body healthy from the inside out and the outside in.
Yes.
But most people are just concerned with what type of skin do I have? So what kind of skin types are there, and what should would we be doing about each one of them?
Sure. So that's a great question. So as of right now, there's 3, technically 4 categories of skin. You've got oily, you've got dry, you've got combination, which is pretty much almost everyone on the planet. And then now you actually have a classification of sensitive. Because sensitivities are so prevalent, they've actually classified it as a skin of its own, or a skin type of its own, excuse me. And so with that, you want to make sure that you're keeping in mind that oil is not bad. Usually when you equate oil to skin, people want it gone, and that's where you get into the soaps and the very alkaline things that you're putting on your skin, and that's where you get into trouble. So from that, if you're on a drier side, yes, you want to moisturize. You want to make sure that it's having an extra layer of protection that you naturally might not be producing for your skin. If you're more oily, you are allowed to take some of that off if you'd like to, but make sure that you're not stripping it completely bare and leaving it unprotected. Your combination, of course, is exactly that. You're going to have combination of oily and dry in some areas, potentially even oily sensitive or dry sensitive. And at that point, sensitive just means you have to be a little bit more careful with it. You might not be able to use as strong a product on your skin. You might not be able to, maybe even eat certain foods because you're just a little bit more sensitive to those things coming out from your pores.
Okay, now makeup, let's get into this a little bit.
Yes.
Everyone looks at, men look at women and say makeup is just to look pretty. It's just, basically putting paint on your face. But there's a purpose to makeup that you were telling me about before, and I wanted you to bring that up. What's the purpose of makeup?
Makeup is obviously my passion. That's what got me into skin in the first place. So makeup is a tool. I mean, you use it just like anything else you would. It can help enhance features. It can help minimize features that you don't really want to enhance. But it's also protection. So when you are out in an environment, say in a big city with a lot of smoke and smog, it's used as an additional layer that helps protect your skin. And so saying that, some people are very nervous about using it or, don't want that extra chemicals or whatever you think you're putting on your skin or clogging your pores. It's actually used, if you're using the right stuff, it's actually used to help as a protective barrier.
And that's why I guess we see on the advertisements now, a lot of makeup are getting into the SPF value of that makeup. So to protect you from the sun and things of that nature.
Sure, absolutely. No, and there's chemical components to it. There's physical sunscreens that we've talked about. There's one of those things that depending on if you're in the sun, how much you are, can vary, things like that. But there's a lot of antioxidants that you can have in your makeup that actually serve just as much of a purpose as an SPF would. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Antioxidants in makeup. This is something else I didn't know.
Yes, absolutely. So you've got vitamin E, you've got vitamin C, you've got vitamin A, you've got grapeseed extract and green tea extract. Those things actually help. They're antioxidants, so it helps any free radical damage that comes from sun damage or, any, like I said, any pollution outside, things that your body just doesn't agree with. Okay, so now we're getting into the sort of health end of things, which I'm passionate about. Yes,
so
yes.
We'll get more into that in just a few minutes here. I want to talk more about choosing the right cosmetics because not every cosmetic product just off the shelf is going to have these good things. So,
sure, absolutely.
Okay, well, we're talking about healthy skin and how to keep it that way with esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski. We have to take a short break, but stay with us. We'll be right back with more from The Health Awakening.
Michael Rood's message of truth is broadcast all over the world, but none of it happens without the monthly financial support of our Ambassador Club members. And right now, membership has more benefits than ever.
I'm giving into a ministry that is helping to feed other people that have the same hunger that I do.
Join now, and Michael Rood will send you the Ambassador Club Welcome Kit, an exclusive messenger bag stocked with teaching DVDs, Red Sea crossing cards, and more. You'll also receive ambassador-only bonus gifts whenever you make a separate donation to receive the monthly love gift. Best of all, you'll get ambassador-only sale prices in our online bookstore several times throughout the year. Plus, exclusive invitations to Ambassador Club functions at a Rood Awakening events. All it takes is a modest commitment of $100 per month or an annual gift of $1,200. Call now or visit the Rood Awakening website to join the Ambassador Club.
The Chronological Gospels with Michael Rood takes you on an unprecedented journey through the 70 weeks of the Messiah's ministry. Discover the greatest story never told, from the day he was baptized to the day he baptized the disciples with tongues of fire. Learn behind-the-scenes truth of what the Messiah did, when he did it, why it matters, and how knowing the difference can change your life. Get the Chronological Gospels on Blu-ray or DVD now. Order online or by phone.
Some more makeup, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, what are you putting on me this time?
All right, so this is just a little bit of concealer. This is going to go under your eyes.
Okay.
This is just to help reflect any shadows that might be cast. Okay. So this will help make you look alive, alert, and ready to roll.
Welcome back to The Health Awakening. Before the break, we were talking with our guest, esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski, about healthy skin, and that actually equals healthy makeup. You say there's several, there's different grades of makeup. Obviously, being a guy, I don't recognize this. So I'm sure many women know that this is the good stuff, this is the bad stuff. Yep. We, of course, have makeup for the show that we have to put on, and it's really good stuff back there. Yep. What makes a good makeup?
Great question again. So obviously you're going to see tons of different makeup anywhere. I mean, even on YouTube, you've got over 4.5 billion views on YouTube of what makeup to use, what makeup not to use. So there's a lot of facts out there that you have to kind of sort through and decide for yourself what works. The line that we chose here is a mineral line. It is a pharmaceutical grade line of cosmetics. And so that is stuff that is going to be healthy for your skin. It's what we talked about. It has antioxidants in it. It does have some sunscreen SPF factors in them as well, just in case you are doing shoots outside. But what's nice about it is it lets your skin breathe. It protects it, but it lets it breathe, which is not what you're going to find in a lot of things, potentially at drugstores and, over-the-counter things like that. So.
Yeah, I've encountered that when we've done this show when there's not a healthy makeup around. And I guess, again, because I don't put makeup on all the time. When it's on, I feel like I'm in plastic.
Yes, yes. And your skin's supposed to breathe. It's semi-permeable, which means that stuff can come in and stuff can go out. And so you don't want things blocking the ability for the skin to do what it needs to do. And that's where you're going to get with a lot of the brands that are not the highest quality, and so you just have to be careful and look at the ingredients, look at the label, read for yourself, do some research, and see what works good for your skin.
Now, of course, there's all kinds of multi-level marketing and things like this where you're not going to get some of these products just on the shelf anywhere.
Sure.
Are those ones that are not on the store shelves and only available through a rep, are they truly better?
Trick question. So yes and no. There's great products that are available that aren't expensive, and then there's great products that are, because there's research and science that goes into these that are, making ingredients very small molecular sizes, which actually get into your skin, which, as long as they're beneficial properties, are good. Mm-hmm. If they're not, then that's when you need to be careful as well. So I would say anyone that's looking for stuff, make sure that you do your research and just look at the philosophy of the company, look at the ingredients. Don't verify them with themselves. Verify it against things that you're reading.
Help us a bit with the ingredients, just at a real layman level,
yep.
Or laywoman level. What should a woman look for in the store? Okay. What are some key ingredients where they could look at it and say, this is a good one? I'll tell you an example. When I look for a good vitamin, I always look at the B12, okay, because there's two types of B12. There's methylcobalamin and cyanocobalamin. Okay. If they have used cyanocobalamin, it's pretty much a guarantee to me that the rest of the ingredients in there are cheap. If they've gone ahead and gone to the expense of going methylcobalamin, that means that the rest of it is okay. So are there some ingredients like that on makeup that you could say, yep, this is a good one?
Sure. I would actually probably do the reverse. Instead of looking for great ingredients, because skin is so different and everyone needs different things, I would tell you some things to probably stay away from. So a lot of companies use synthetic ingredients. You're going to have synthetic fragrances, which is the #1 irritant for anybody, anywhere. So when you see someone that's allergic to something, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be because of the fragrance that they've used. You're going to use synthetic preservatives, which is stuff you'd absolutely want to try to stay away from as much as possible. Every ingredient will have preservatives, but you want to try and stay away from the synthetic ones. Those are going to be the ones that include any type of parabens, and I'm sure everyone's heard of that on some level now. A lot of shampoos are going away from parabens, and it's fascinating to me that you've got a gamut of things from toothpaste to shampoos to things that you use in the house that have parabens, and then you're still putting them on your skin. So those are ones that they get a bad rep for a good reason, and so those I usually try to stay away from. Then you go into synthetic colors, and those are going to be anything that's dictated by the Food and Drug Administration. You've got an FD or an FD&C. Those are your dyes that are not they're synthetic, and so those are going to be very potentially hazardous and toxic as well. So you want to try and stay away from those.
So if they don't use those colors, what do they use? Do they use like a beet powder for red, for example?
They can, absolutely. Henna is an organic kind of colorant that they use. Beets, they'll use any type of like mineral zinc, gives a nice sheen. So they've got a bunch of different things that they can use. So you just have to be aware of things that really shouldn't be there.
Now you brought up something interesting. One of the good ingredients for color, you mentioned henna. Now I know this is a big trend right now. It's big. It's very popular. A lot of kids are doing it. They're doing themselves. You know, like the henna tattoos, which are temporary. So this is actually not a bad thing for the skin.
From my perspective, no. Because it is more of a natural ingredient. It's okay. People automatically assume henna for the tattoos that you put on your hands or your feet, but it's used in a lot of products. It uses in natural hair dyes, it uses it in eyeliners and even mascaras for coloring, and so it's definitely one that isn't very common, but when you see it, it's typically one of the better ones you can look for.
Okay. Yeah. So now we're going to get into more about what are the essentials you should start out with, but are there any other things people should stay away from? Is there anything we've missed so far in this list of dangerous ingredients or things to stay away from? Are there some just really obvious things that right off the bat you can look at the shelf and say, no, we're not going there? Sure.
Again, I think it depends on the skin type, but saying that, you've got talcs, you've got, again, different preservatives. There's, thousands of preservatives that you want to try to stay away from. The one thing I will say too is when you see something that's labeled organic, do your research. Don't assume that it's good for your skin. A lot of those will come in and there's not as much regulation for organic skincare products. It's actually not regulated at all. And so if a product has 95% water, which is pretty much any toner and anything that you're going to put on your skin that's a liquid form, they're going to call it organic because it's water. But the 5% other of ingredients in there, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot, is not organic. And then you're dealing with the same thing you would be anywhere else.
Okay.
So just be mindful of that and do your research.
All right. Expose on the makeup industry.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, you're talking about healthy skin and how to keep it that way with esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski. We have to take a short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Michael Rood's message of truth is broadcast all over the world, but none of it happens without the monthly financial support of our Ambassador Club members. And right now, membership has more benefits than ever.
I'm giving into a ministry that is helping to feed other people that have the same hunger that I do.
The Ambassador Club stands out to me because Michael brings it forth with such zeal and life and truth. Who in the world else you gonna give to get the truth out and to share it with the world?
The Ambassador Club, we were given the opportunity on a monthly basis to know that we are giving our funds to a purpose that would make a difference, not only in our lives, but those around about us and in our world.
We're an ambassador because we feel like we're helping the world in a small way. And we feel so blessed that we could be a part of that.
Join now, and Michael Rood will send you the Ambassador Club Welcome Kit, an exclusive messenger bag stocked with teaching DVDs, Red Sea crossing cards to spread the word, and more. You'll also receive ambassador-only bonus gifts whenever you make a separate donation to receive the monthly love gift from Rood Awakening International. Best of all, you'll get ambassador-only sale prices in our online bookstore several times throughout the year. Plus, exclusive invitations to Ambassador Club functions at Rood Awakening events. Join the Ambassador Club right now. All it takes is a modest commitment of $100 per month or an annual gift of $1,200. We'll send your welcome kit right away, and you can start enjoying your love gift bonus items immediately. Call now or visit the Rood Awakening website to join the Ambassador Club.
The Chronological Gospels with Michael Rood takes you on an unprecedented journey through the 70 weeks of the Messiah's ministry. Discover the greatest story never told, from the day he was baptized to the day he baptized the disciples with tongues of fire. Learn behind-the-scenes truth of what the Messiah did, when he did it, why it matters, and how knowing the difference can change your life. Get the Chronological Gospels on Blu-ray or DVD now. Order online or by phone.
Okay, my eyebrows are a problem, I know. So
Eyebrows are never a problem. You just have to solve whatever is going on.
oh yeah, I just need a pro. So what are you doing here?
So this is going to help keep any flyaways from going everywhere. This is going to help keep them in place.
Welcome back to The Health Awakening. Before the break, we were talking with our guest, esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski, about the essentials with makeup. And you know, there's so many products out there, you know, especially the younger women, the girls are, well, what should we start with? Or maybe you're a woman going, you know what, I totally need to revamp everything I'm doing.
Yep.
What are the essentials? What should someone start with?
Again, that's you keep giving me these trick questions. But I would say everyone's going to be different. But I would say if you have a feature that you just like, or your husband likes, or you like on yourself, if it's your eyes, if it's your lips, if it's your cheekbones, focus on that. You know, some people love eyebrows. I love eyebrows. And so that was always one of those things that was a piece that I love to make sure look good. They always say that eyebrows almost frame a face, just like a frame would frame a picture. Mm-hmm. It just kind of finishes off a nice look. Foundation's obviously a great one. Concealer is a good one if you are running around, and if you've got kids and you're tired and you just want a little pick-me-up, concealer's a great thing for that. I mentioned cheekbones, so if you've got great bone structure, use that and use some, blush and some bronzers and have fun with that. So it doesn't have to be the set regimen of products. And yes, you can add in 10, 15 things if you want to, and you can keep it really simple. It can be as simple as a tinted moisturizer, just something that will give an extra layer of protection for your skin.
And most importantly, just check the label.
Yes,
no matter what you're using.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, speaking of labels and products, there's a time comes when you need to update your products, you were telling me. Share more about this.
Sure. So that's critical, especially if we're going to be going into more natural products. The shelf life of those is much smaller than if you're going to be using something that is completely synthetic grade. If you have something that is unopened, it should be good for about 2 years. That's unopened. If something's opened, you'll have anywhere from a year to about 3 months, depending on the product. So if it's mascara, you want to get rid of that every 3 months. No matter if it is still completely in working order, get rid of it. You're going to have bacteria that's setting in that you do not want anywhere close to your eyes, anywhere close to your skin. Foundation is going to be one that you can actually have a little bit longer. That will go up to about a year, depending on that. But usually you're going to be going through those pretty quickly anyways. So there's a huge gamut of time involved, and that's another thing you want to research. But if something's been on your shelf for more than a year, get rid of it, please.
Well, especially, we talked about how makeup is labeled organic, just like food. And, the more natural a food is, the more soon it's going to spoil. Absolutely. Because it's natural. It doesn't have those artificial preservatives. Absolutely. So we need to translate that thinking into the makeup as well, especially as things become more natural. The
Absolutely.
bacteria is going to grow, all that type of thing.
Absolutely.
Interesting. It's like having the water bottle that you open, take a sip, and then a week later, it doesn't smell right. Yes. Because you've opened it up and your lips have been on it and the bacteria has taken over.
Yes, absolutely. You'll see foundation change colors and it oxidizes the longer it sits out. So at that point, if you see it changing colors and all of a sudden it doesn't match your skin tone and you're still the same color as you were, time to revamp and swap that out. So.
And always better to upgrade to the next level of organic or wherever.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, now we talked about the outside in. We've talked about how makeup has antioxidants and SPF value and that type of thing. But you were mentioning to me as we were getting ready for the show today, you were actually doing my makeup and you said, oh, your skin looks good today. What are you doing different? And I had to think for a minute. I'm thinking, oh, well, I actually drank more water. I'm being more diligent about the water. And you said, well, that will do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's critical to make sure that what you're putting in your body is healthy for you and healthy for your skin. And the reason I say that is because everything you put into your body is going to come out of your skin. Your skin is the last organ to get anything because it is not a critical organ, if you will. If your heart isn't getting what it needs, you're not going to survive. If your skin doesn't get what it needs, you'll still be around. It just might not look as good. So saying that, yeah, you want to drink a ton of water. You want to make sure that you're getting all the vitamins and nutrients and minerals that you're getting from fruits and vegetables. those things make a huge difference. Even that makes a difference when you're out in the sun. It helps protect your skin internally from having any damage that comes from potentially sunburn or anything else that you're going to get.
And the more raw, the better. I remember when first learning about this, that the more raw food you can do, the better, because it has that living enzymatic life force in it, and that affects your skin. I remember there was one fellow, he was 400 pounds or something like this, and he wanted to lose a lot of weight. And he did an all raw diet. Well, he was a very big guy. Yeah. And when he lost all that weight, people would think, well, oh, what are you going to do with all that hanging skin? You're going to have to get surgery and all this. He had no hanging skin because he did a raw diet. Yeah. And basically it restored the skin's elasticity. Absolutely. And it kind of shrunk up as he shrank up. Yeah. And
no, it's so true.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Yeah. And as you mentioned, the skin is the last organ to react from your food. So I guess it's safe to say as well that if you see something on your skin, it's already inherent in your whole body. Absolutely. And it's sort of a warning sign that, hey, there's something not right inside. Right, yeah.
That's one of those things, a lot of men and women even, they try to treat wrinkles topically, and they try to treat sun damage and dryness sensitivities from the outside, which absolutely you should be doing that. But like you said, you need to look inward first. Make sure you get to the root of the problem and not just fixing it topically.
Indeed. Even things like eczema and things of that nature are from mostly dairy. Or kids who are struggling with pimples. Well, look at your diet. It's probably the hamburgers and the milkshakes you're going out for and that type of thing. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kylee.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're talking about healthy skin and how to keep it that way with esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski. We have to take a short break, but stay with us. We'll come right back with more information about Kylee and how she can help you with your skin.
Michael Rood's message of truth is broadcast all over the world, but none of it happens without the monthly financial support of our Ambassador Club members. And right now, membership has more benefits than ever.
I'm giving into a ministry that is helping to feed other people that have this same hunger that I do.
Join now, and Michael Rood will send you the Ambassador Club Welcome Kit, an exclusive messenger bag stocked with teaching DVDs, Red Sea crossing cards, and more. You'll also receive Ambassador-only bonus gifts whenever you make a separate donation to receive the monthly love gift. Best of all, you'll get Ambassador-only sale prices in our online bookstore several times throughout the year. Plus, exclusive invitations to Ambassador Club functions at Rood Awakening events. All it takes is a modest commitment of $100 per month or an annual gift of $1,200. Call now or visit the Rood Awakening website to join the Ambassador Club.
All right, well, thank you for joining us today on The Health Awakening. Our guest has been esthetician and professional makeup artist Kylee Kwiatkowski. Kylee, how can people get in touch with you if they want to know more about your vast experience and how to get healthy with their skin?
Sure. So I do have a website. It is actually beautyclean.co. And then I'm also on Facebook and Instagram with beautyclean.co or beautycleanskinspa.co.
Okay, and you've been at this since 2007, right?
Yes.
So you know what you're doing. All right, so if you want to know what you're doing with your skin, get in touch with Kylee. You can catch the replay of this episode and see our complete show schedule on michaelrood.tv. We'll see you next time for another Health Awakening.